Ah, hello. This is Yoshi's Cookie, and I'm Noman, and I'm here to help you play Yoshi's Cookie. To that end, we're going to go to Versus Mode, the mode that matters. So we'll fight the computer, set the times to slow just for this demonstration, no handicap, and music set to C. I will be playing as Russ, because Russ is who I am. And then our opponent will be playing as Animal. Also setting him to be Yoshi, so his fuse is longer and his attacks don't last as long, so they won't disrupt me as much. So, the basic backbone to Yoshi's Cookie is making a line of 4. I've made this line of 4 checkers, and that leaves me free to fill up the remaining slot with whatever I want, in this case, flowers. And then, we are given a bunch of Yoshi's cookies. And next I'm going to demonstrate a more advanced maneuver, which is the triple. You have your Yoshis up here, line here, and I'm going to pause here to show off what I did there with the mouse. I had my line of Yoshi's cookies up at the top. Due to the normal spawning rules for Yoshi's cookies, the YoCos will usually spawn in the majority in the first 2 rows, and sometimes in the bottom, in the third. Sometimes they'll spawn elsewhere, depending on how your combo went, but they usually spawn here. So it's very easy to very quickly make a line of 4 Yoshis right here. And then, well, what do I do next? Well, I have my line of 4 Yoshis, I need to expand that. So then you fill up one of the vertical columns with the non-Yoshi cookies. Or you could have your YoCos in here. This is just the basic setup I usually use. So you have a line of 4 here and a line of 4 here. And then any other row just has to have 4. Or 5. Depends how you want to complete it. I usually complete my row of 5 YoCos, but you can do it other ways. But to recap, the basic is make a row of 4 YoCos, then make a column of 4 normal cookies, and then make another row of 4 normal cookies, and then slide your last YoCo into place, making a line of 5 YoCos, granting the attack shown up here, in this case a +3 for me, and then... Oh! I went a step too far because that was a quad on accident, but in the end, you get a triple that gives you your Yoshi's cookies back. This maneuver is called an instant reload because it performs an attack and instantly gives you 5 more Yoshi's cookies to work with. And as seen before, the majority of our YoCos spawned up here in the first row. So it could be very easy to slide this YoCo to the left and up, and then slide maybe some of these sandy cookies over to the left to follow that up, and then complete a row in the middle, probably with flowers, because they seem to be in a relatively good position for that, and do the same thing over again. Chaining instant reloads is a relatively safe way to just keep combos going, even when they are not favorable to you. However, I sneezed. However, you will notice, the thing I did the instant reload at, which the pattern I used is called a C pattern, because I had like a C shape. Forgive me, I keep sneezing. Because I did the attack as it was a +3, it rotated to targeting my opponent instead of targeting me. Now, attacks targeting yourself have a much higher chance of being bad. So you usually want to be working on your longer combos when your attack is targeting yourself. Because usually you're going to be like self-panic or something, and that's no good. And in this situation, I have 5 Yoshi's cookies, and a attack which is beneficial to me, panicking my opponent. And my opponent is self-targeting at the moment, and they have 5 YoCos with a +3. So, if I were playing a real opponent and wanted to win, I would not make a long combo here. I will instead just singularly do the panic and make another 4, because I do that by instinct. And you can use the make lines of 4 and then fill in the 5 to do more than just, see, in this case, the rules of YoCo generation were a little different. Oh no, a blind. However, it will not take long for that to wear out. So, let's take a pause again. So, it's not always beneficial to make longer combos, if you're making combos at all. There are some playstyles which eschew combos almost entirely, and instead try to speed out as many singles as possible, and this is just fine. It is, however, not a technique I can teach you to be good at. So, you really have to weigh in between, should I use my YoCos to combo out, or should I immediately gain the benefit from them? And here's another situation that calls for some judgment. Now, you see, I am targeting myself, Russ, and usually when you target yourself, it's bad. However, I'm targeting myself with Slave, which doesn't do anything, if you wanted to know. So, I have the instant reload set up again, this time in a C shape. I had my YoCos up here. I filled out some oranges, or some greens here, and then some flowers on the left. So my reload is set up. However, the attack is not beneficial. But, if I do this attack, which I will... Oh, something happened just there too. That was completely on accident, but my opponent, Animal, there, slaved me at the moment I was gaining a match, which is called a slave break, or parry, and if you time it correctly, or time it with dumb luck like I just did, you will break the slave the moment it happens, which is very, very exciting. It's pretty strong, but not world-breaking. So anyways, I made my rotation change on purpose by making my instant reload happen when it was targeting myself with Slave. Usually, this will give you an attack to do right away against your opponent, which is beneficial. So if you need to immediately turn a neutral attack into a positive attack, you are given that option. However, I rolled poorly. The one bad attack that can appear when you're targeting your opponent came up. The +3. The +3, which happened. So I don't really want to make my YoCo happen right now, and this is a bit of bad luck. This is where bad rotation comes from. The rotation of this attack, by the way, the bad rotation, is this +3 is probably going to cycle into something I don't want to happen to me. So this is an opportunity to make a longer combo. So there's my 4 Yoshis there. Seen it rotated poorly. And there's my 4 hearts there. And if I do this, there's another 4 there. And now I have a longer combo, and wow, that is some very bad luck. And I'll give my opponent +3, and then there's my longer combo, and I win. So bad rotation essentially is a situation for you to take advantage of the fact that you can't do anything in order to perform a longer combo. This is a strength of the grind out singles plan, is that you usually don't have to worry about bad rotation that much, because you're never going to get overloaded with Yoshi's cookies, and you can just make singles during that time period, which the comboist has difficulty doing due to having lots of Yoshi's cookies around. So I'm going to show some more instant reload setups, just so that we can be comfortable with that, and then show off another technique. So, for our reload to happen, we first want to make our 4. There's our 4. And there's another 4. And then there we go. That's our beginning single. And our YoCo spawned up here. See, so my YoCo spawned, I got them into position, I got the greens into position, and then I got the sandies into position. This brick right here, this line can be anywhere and this can be anywhere, but this is the easiest for me to set up. So I hope it's easiest for you too. Your YoCos are going to spawn so that making this line right here is usually pretty easy. And then you just, through practice, make these two lines quickly as well. So there's my reload, and I can blind my opponent and immediately have another set of YoCos to work with if my fingers will cooperate. That one was a bit longer to set up. Sometimes it happens, and let's do that again. Oh no. See, even here we can continue work, though. That's a bit harder. Blind is an effective attack most of the time. See, I got a slave break again. You'll get a lot of those incidentally by doing combos. Oh no, I broke my triple. So now I need to restart and get more YoCos to do this cleanly. Oh no, so it's going to be a quad too. And you don't have to make your 5 the YoCo either. It can be any of those columns. So that is the basic C-shape instant reload setup. If you practice that technique, you'll be able to keep your combos going longer, stronger, faster, all of those nice things. So let's try an alternate technique that starts the same way. This is a triple, but we don't need that. And now we are going to eschew making the instant reload setup, and instead are going to make another YoCo match. Now, I have an attack. If you saw what I was doing there, what I made is, again, the root of all combos, the line of 4. I got enough YoCos so I could make a line of 4 that was 2 columns. It's going to work with rows too. You know, this setup is more nebulous and hard to have a quick setup for, but here's a setup for it. Do 2 combos, do 2 doubles, not a quad, 2 doubles, and set up 2 rows of 4. And now we're going to want to fill up this row with a 5 or a 4 and a YoCo. I think I'm going to fill it up with hearts because that's what I have enough of. Now watch this very carefully. You can't really see it here because, hold on. Okay. This match is going to make a single match and then 2 YoCo matches. Now this, and keep in mind my attack is +3 targeting myself, and my score is currently 5. So let's see what happens. My score went up quite a bit, you'll see. This is because I was targeting myself with 2 YoCo attacks that each happened in the same combo. In this case, 2 +3s. That was a triple with a +3 and a +3, which was a total gain of 9 points. That's, on top of my 5 points, that was over half my score. So that is called the double impact, which is a very powerful but risky maneuver you can use to quickly swing the favor of the game from one player to the other. If you do attacks like Slave, Blind, or Panic, they will be applied twice and last not quite, but close to twice as long. Or if you choose a -3, or, God forbid, a -7, they will apply twice as well and dwindle your opponent's score. In fact, an instant reload score attack is a bigger point swing than a single -7. For a single -7 is a point swing of 8, and a double impact plus or minus 3 is a point swing of 9. Is this not the most reliable technique in the world? Because often you'll find it so that it's targeting yourself, like it was there for me. And in that case, there's very little good to come out of that, other than giving yourself plus 3 score. But if you can do that targeting your opponent, you are very often going to get a very powerful attack out of it. However, let's see if I can do an even more powerful technique. And this might take some concentration. So, my 2 lines of 4, and then another line of 4, and I can't see, so I don't know what all my matches are. This won't work. So we gotta try again. Okay. So we've got my line of 4 again. Now, this is a very advanced technique, but using some of the same principles I was talking about before. So I have a line of YoCos here up at the top. That is where they are most likely to spawn. And then I have a column and another row of normal YoCos. Now, we know that if I match up these 2 columns and this row of YoCos, I'll get my YoCos back from the attack. However, there is another row of YoCos here, which means the attack will be applied twice. So let's see what happens when the rotation changes, and I make this I'm even going to have more combos here. In fact, I actually chained out and mooted my own demonstration by just winning the game. But what would have happened was the panic would have applied twice, and then I would have gotten my YoCos back. And there's varying names for this. It doesn't come up a lot, because you have to basically be overbaked, a term to have meaning having too many cookies, too many YoCos on board, and then pull it out as a surprise maneuver. I call it the double reload, even though it doesn't reload you doubly, or the impact reload, which is more of a fitting name. But yeah, my opponent would have been double panicked, and I would have immediately gotten my YoCos back to start making instant reloads with again. And those are some more advanced techniques of Yoshi's Cookie. But we're not worried about those right now. I just thought I would show you. I wanted to show you the double impact, which if I press start here, it will keep my old settings. So let's practice some more double impacts, and then end the video by practicing some more instant reloads, which I think are more important to know. So instant reloads. For that, we want to make our line of 4 with our hearts, make another line of 4 with our greens, and we get our attack off. So now we want to make another line of 4. Let's use a checkers, and then make another line of 4. Now, if I were just playing, I would forego doing this, but so we have our line of 4, and this is remarkably similar to setting up an instant reload. It just so happens we're using cookies. So let's do that again. Make our line of 4. Oh, it pains me to avoid using a -7, but it's too good, but it's there, so you learn to play with it. So we make our line of 4. Oh no, I messed it up. Even champions make mistakes. So let's practice a alternate form instant reload while we have the opportunity to do so. I'm taking a -3 on myself, but it's through an instant reload, which immediately gives me 4 cookies to work with. That's cost-benefit analysis right there. It was point neutral, but changed my rotation immediately. I'm just working with instant reloads now. So I made my group of 4, and then more 4s, and then that was a triple. So let's practice on instant reloads now. So when I have my lines of YoCos happen naturally, if I want to make a reload, I have to do that. I will avoid blinding myself just for the demonstration, although in that situation, I would likely blind myself just to make the attack rotation happen differently. So, we have our 4s, and then we have more 4s. Learn your 4s. Oh no! Last minute rotation, but I would have made that attack anyway so I could win. So let's practice that some more. And to practice that more, we're going to need to make our first combo, which we are going to make with hearts. And make a line of 4 with hearts. And make a line of 4 with our Sandys, and then there we go. And our YoCos spawned in a way that made that easy to do. So we made our line of 4 YoCos and our line of 4 hearts. And see, look how easy that was. Look how those YoCos want us to do this. They want us to... Oh, I goofed. Ha. But even when you goof an instant reload, it's very easy to immediately change it again. So I put my YoCos on top just to be consistent. You don't have to do that, though. You can make this combo any way you like. This is just the setup I use. See, look at this. The game wants us to succeed. The game wants us to put our YoCos up there. I messed up again, but even then, not that bad. See, I was immediately able to salvage it. Blind? More blind! I demand to be blinded even more. At this point, I'm getting sloppy. But the point stands, you make your 4, and there's a 4 here that you can't see, and then you fill out the 4. You'll be able to start off cleaner here. So there's our 4. We move these so they don't get in the way. And there's our 4. This one is something that happens. I don't have a 5, so I have to use Yoshi's as my 5. I could have used greens there as a 4, though I just didn't see it in time. So make our double again, and then here I could just go that and win. Let's spend our final game practicing this some more. Yes, we're going to practice instant reloads some more. This is what I made the video about, is making 4s. So there's our 4s. They showed up there because the game wants us to do this. And the 4s happen. See? Look at this. The game wants us to have too many sandy cookies. This is a hiccup that happens among the comboist, is the comboist will have too many of a single kind of cookie, but usually it works out. And part of being good at Yoshi's cookie is learning to adapt on the fly. But this setup, I'll give you 3 points, sure, will usually work. I'm getting all snivelly, and you're going to listen to it while I make these lines of 4. And again, 4. And then we go here and do that. Our line of 4 holds through again. Yoshi cookies spawn in such a way that 4 is easy to make. And indeed, the hard part is not so much finding the 4s out of your Yoshis, it's finding your 5, which is the part that takes a good eye. But the 4 is where it starts, and the 4 is more important, because you'll be able to craft a 5 much more easily. And then here, I'm just going to end it already and just win. I took a lot of time giving my opponent some score and just goofing off, so it took a while. But that is the instant reload, and that is why making lines of 4 is important. And that will win you games of Yoshi's Cookie. And if you practice those techniques, and keep in mind that targeting your opponent is almost always better than targeting yourself, you may yet be able to challenge me at Yoshi's Cookie.